Good Thursday afternoon, everyone, and welcome inside Greater Beckley Christian School Gymnasium. And we've got a nice little Raleigh County matchup coming up for you here early on a 5 o'clock start here. As both teams on the floor, the 6-1 Shady Spring Tigers and the 2-2 Greater Beckley Christian Crusaders. And both teams receiving AP poll points this year. And Greater Beckley Christians dealt with a little bit of COVID, Coach Bob Bolin. And I think we're learning about Greater Beckley a little more so than Shady. We've seen them a bunch. Two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year Bob Bolin right to my right as we're dodging basketballs and fans and all sorts of things here courtside. But, Coach, you know, they're coming off a win against Magnolia. Shady obviously on a roll right now. What have we seen out of the Crusaders that we don't really know about yet?
Well, we got to watch them in the scrimmage preseason, and you know, these two teams probably played each other in the fall 6 times, so they're very familiar with each other. I mean, Greater Beckley is one of the top teams in single A, and Shady's one of the top in triple A. I mean, it should be a really balanced game. Greater Beckley really played well against Magnolia, getting a big win, and Shady's had some big wins already this year, one over Woodrow. You know, they've had a few big wins, and they have a really tough 3-day stretch coming up here for one of the top AAA programs in the state. So it should be a great basketball game. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about the stretch, including the New River CTC Invitational up the road at the Armory, which both teams will be a part of tomorrow. We'll talk all about that one because, to be honest with you, that's where we're going to spend most of our day tomorrow. But tonight, this one, as you mentioned, Coach, should be an interesting matchup. Shady 6-1. They beat Pikeview last Friday, 67-39. The Chapman boys, 21 points total, with Braden leading the way with 14. Maxwell had 11 points. Todd Duncan doing what Todd Duncan does. He shoots the lights out. He had 10. And Holstein had 10 in the win there for the Tigers last Friday. Greater Beckley, after a few COVID closures.
Well, it's really hurt them.
We'll call that, yeah, but 2-2 on the year. They beat Magnolia 65-58 on March 17th. So the long layoff, we'll see here very early, Coach, if the Crusaders are well rested or rusted. Smallwood, McGinnis, and Rose all had double figures in that win over Magnolia. Those are 3 of the names you're going to hear a lot of tonight. Crusaders coming in number 6 in the Class A AP poll this week. Shady, number 3 in the Class AAA poll. We'll step aside and be right back after this tip-off here at Greater Beckley Christian on Video Productions.
Wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
The A in Chick-fil-A means a loving, caring team. We're all very supportive of each other. It goes beyond being a team. It's like a family, you know? I definitely can't imagine working anywhere but Chick-fil-A ever, especially right now.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Welcome back inside the gymnasium here at Greater Beckley Christian School. Bob Bolin, Zach Helton, Robbie Mounts, the producer, Andrew Bolin upstairs on the camera. As the starting lineups being announced as we speak.
Number 11, Jaden Olsen. Number 0, Braden Chapman. Number 5, Cole Chapman. And number 3, Todd Duncan.
The usual suspects for Shady in the Road Blues tonight. Chapman, Duncan, Holstein, and Mans.
Crusaders. Number 20, John Rose. Number 1, BJ Mitchell. Number 23, Jordan McGinnis. Number 5, Caden Smallwood. And number 42, Ezra Drumheller. Those are your Beckley Christian Crusaders.
Crusaders counter with Mitchell, Smallwood, and Rose, the 3 guards with McGinnis and Drumheller, the forwards.
When you mentioned the Chapman & Chapman Law Firm combined for 21, well, the game before that against West Side, Braden Chapman had 25 at half, and he ended up with 37, and Cole Chapman had a triple-double, like 17, 12, and 10. So, that combined him for 21 that game. That's almost a career low for him.
And the fact of the matter is, you and I both have been together for a few Shady Spring games. That we've both seen them a couple of other times this year without each other. And it seems like every game, someone else is picking up the slack. You know, you can't zone in on one guy, the Shady Spring roster. Someone else is going to beat you. As we're underway, Shady with the basketball first with a no COVID tip. And going to work inside, Chapman quickly kicks out 3 ball. A little strong that time by Mans. But an offensive board back to Mans. That 3 short again. And again, Chapman back inside. Finds Todd Duncan. Todd Duncan a little strong. A couple of good looks here, and another look inside by Mans, and he walks with it before he can put up the shot. But Shady with 4 good looks there.
Yeah, and Greater Beckley hasn't played, they've only played 3 games all year or 4 games all year, and they've been out with a COVID break, and they look like it on that first possession. They're going to have to come to life and get after it if they want to play in this game.
They go into the big man first play offensively. And a charge is called on Jordan McGinnis, the 6'9" junior.
Let's take a look at that. Nice play on the pick and roll. There's Chapman waiting in the lane. McGinnis just needs to take that up and give a quick jumper. I'd say he will next time. I'd say early in the game he's trying to establish himself in low.
No score yet. We're about 45 seconds in. Speaking of in low, they go to Mans. Does the Tigers. His first opportunity no good, but good persistence with the offensive board. That put back too strong. There's a lid on this rim down at the farther end. I know there is. McGinnis brings it into the forecourt for the Crusaders, and a drop-off. Drumheller, his 3 is off the mark. No one dropping it through the net quite yet, and the Tigers run with it. That one blocked from behind. Chapman's shot swatted away. Here come the Crusaders again. Rose on the attack to the baseline. Up top, they'll reset things with Smallwood. Top of the key, 6:38. Early going here in the first, no score yet.
Shady Springs starting out their traditional half-court man-to-man.
There's a 3 ball en route by the big man, Jordan McGinnis.
Hey, the 6'9" big fella can step out behind that arc. Looked very good shooting the ball, really calm, nice follow-through, knocks down the tray.
That's what makes him a next-level player. Chapman on the drive. That one too strong, and the loose ball scooped up. Here comes Smallwood with it. He'll take it all the way to the rack, found a wet spot on the floor, but walks with it.
Yeah, replay. So the big fella, he said they're playing that COVID defense on me. They're 6 feet off of me. I'm going to knock down the 3. Now they'll have to come out there and guard him, but it should have been already out there guarding him, not thinking the big guy's going to take him off the bounce.
Crusaders with an early lead. Into the post go the Tigers. That one by Holstein blocked. Here come the Crusaders in the forecourt. B.J. Mitchell listed 5'8". That's generous, but the kid can play no matter his size.
Yeah, McKenna's doing a good job with his side. Nice cut, good pass, Smallwood for the bucket.
Smallwood's first 2 of the night. And Greater Beckley Christian, despite the layoff, that's an early 5-0 advantage. Cole Chapman. On the attack, he's going to get fouled by B.J. Mitchell.
See, Cole Chapman waited for the ball pick there so his big guy could not get an offensive foul. Did a good job being patient, waited for the ball pick. Little bump there. If they're going to call him that tight, we may be here a long time.
Good thing we started early.
I mean,
Sam Jordan.
It was a bump. Go ahead.
Sam Jordan checks in on the attack. Chapman leaves a little short, gets his own rebound. Good ball movement, finding a wide open Tiger in the corner, and that's Todd Duncan for his first 3 of the night, and a quick timeout on the floor.
Yeah, you give Todd Duncan that much time, and that's like a little 6-foot jumper for him.
He was very patient, like he was approaching a
putt. Almost a free throw. Yeah, putt. Yeah, he is the state champion. I almost thought of it as like a free throw where you take a deep breath and knock it down.
5-11 here in the first, 5-3. The advantage belonging to the Crusaders after the quick timeout by Ronnie Olson. Coming in 78-27 in his 5th season here at the helm at Shady Spring. And you mentioned in the pregame about these guys very familiar with each other. I'm sure when the snow goes away outside, you can see these guys playing against each other in any city park or sometimes at the YMCA. And after the made bucket coach, they're going full court defense.
Oh, yeah. Shady likes to go on dead balls with their pressure defense. Both teams kind of playing sleepishly here at the 5 p.m. start.
Little rough play in the post. Drumheller and Mitchell working back and forth now. Over
same
to McGinnis.
Cut again.
Yep, same play this time. Smallwood got a little too far underneath and hits the inside of the basket. A quick outlet up to Duncan. He's covered up. And Jordan crosses court, but a turnover. We'll give it right back to the Crusaders. So it was a 5-0 advantage early for Greater Beckley Christian. Now they've been held in check for a few minutes.
A real quick walk call there. I have to see that one in slow-mo. I didn't see it, but as he said, the player moved the pivot foot.
Smallwood way out on the perimeter. Lets the offense go to work, and Rose pops a 3 from the right side and buries it.
Rose did a good job of setting the flex pick. His man switched, and he came off a down pick. Nice offensive set by Justin Arvon.
3-ball in transition by Braden Chapman, too strong. And the rebound pulled by Rose. Rose has numbers. Over to Mitchell for 3. That one way long. And Chapman pushes up ahead to Duncan. Duncan pulls up, mid-range jumper's good.
Duncan with all 5 of the Shady points with a nice little floater.
Halfway through the first, it's a GBC 3-point advantage. Mitchell over to Rose, back up top. Smallwood will go to work. To get it in the hands of the big guy. McGinnis out on the perimeter. And a timeout by Coach Arvon is going to keep us here. It'll be a 30, so 3:35. So both teams using a timeout here in the first quarter. A little bit out of sorts, but I think, Coach, you would say after this long break, you definitely want to get the guys on the same page early.
You do, and it's just been a kind of lackadaisical first quarter. Not a lot of excitement like you would think between these two. Maybe everybody needs to start stomping their feet in the crowd. And I guess people are, they've been out of games for a year. I guess they think they're supposed to go act and be really calm. It's time to get a little excitement going in here.
Good crowd here. Almost, I'd say about 50% in here. And the people that you didn't know, I knew. So I think we knew about everyone who walked through the door behind us. 3:35 in the first, a 3-point Crusader advantage. Now the timeout. GBC drills something up. Drumheller. Over to Rose, up top Smallwood.
Shady Springs switching every pick.
Deep 3 and getting a piece of it right there was Maxwell for the block. And Duncan pushes up ahead to Chapman. Back to Duncan. Duncan, deep three, in route. A little short that time. That's a rare miss by Todd Duncan.
And I'll tell you, when a team is switching every pick, if you just, before you go into your offensive set, if you have the 5-man pick for the point guard, then you have the other team's point guard in your center and their center guard in your point. Then you can just spread the court and forget, okay, here comes Shady. Look like they're going to run a half-court trap. They're just really trying to get the game going up and down.
Nice find by Mitchell.
Yeah, great pass. And that's it. He threw over the zone, and McInnes came in from behind the zone, and great pass by Mitchell, body contact, and one.
You know, as soon as that left BJ's hands, I thought it was just a prayer. But he knew right where he was going to, found McInnes inside. McInnes couldn't complete the three-point play. But it's a 5-point advantage nonetheless for Greater Beckley Christian.
Yeah, you have to have somebody, when somebody's going to zone pressure, you want to have an offensive player behind the zone. That'll keep that zone flat and keep them from gambling.
Amar Maxwell on the floor. He and Todd Duncan working back and forth. Now Maxwell for three, and Maxwell hits his first shot of the night.
Shady will get into their full court press, look for a running jump trap. They really want to just turn the tempo up, and Greater Beckley's done a good job in their half-court sets.
Sticking with that half-court man-to-man after the trap in the backcourt. Rose on the attack, picks up an extra defender. Baseline to McInnes. And with that size, what are you going to do with that, Coach?
But did you see him that time? He avoided the charge. He charged earlier. He learned from his mistake. Pull-up jumper there, and nice play by McInnes.
Running out with it is Mitchell. Mitchell right into our lap. So I was about to keep that basketball. I thought it was a foul ball. Baseball started today. I thought I got a free basketball, but I'm impressed by Mitchell. He went right at the teeth of the defense and
I was more
did back down.
I was more impressed by Maxwell throwing it over here by us.
Well, that too. That too. 4-point advantage, under 2 to go in the first, and 7 of the 12 belong to Jordan McInnes.
You know my big saying, Zach. Don't mistake activity for achievement. Did a good job, but the ball ended up over here. And that great job. Now there's Smallwood going to the basket, able to draw the foul. Now he can get the rewards from that by going to the free throw line.
Second foul on Shady. This one will be tied to Todd Duncan, his first. And to the line for 2, Caden Smallwood, the 6-foot junior. Todd Duncan will get a breather. It looks like Cameron Mans will replace him. He's the only sub for either team. About 101 seconds left here in the first.
That's good math skills there, Zach.
When it comes to numbers and money, I can you start adding those letters into it, I'm out.
Yeah, there's Braden Chapman trying to get going, getting a little mid-range J, not able to hit it. There's McInnes dribbling it up the court.
Smallwood attacks, but a whistle on the reach-in will negate the Mitchell 3 in the corner.
That's the thing about both of these coaches. They give their big men the freedom to dribble the ball, and they're teaching them how to play basketball. Not just, oh, you're a big guy, go stand on the block. That's not how the game's played anymore. Both of these big guys can step out behind the 3. Both of them can go off the bounce.
I mean, sure, at this level that would work, but free ball en route, as you mentioned, Coach, that one a little short by McInnes. At this level, McInnes could stay down inside and go to work and probably do a lot of damage. But when he goes to the next level, he's got to learn how to handle the basketball. He's got to learn how to shoot from outside.
And they're preparing them for the next level. But I'll tell you, I've watched Shady a few games this year where the other teams had a great post player, and they did a great job of collapsing the zone. So it's just really good to be versatile at all levels now.
Maxwell on the attack. Teardrop won't fall. McInnes winning that battle on the boards again for the Crusaders. Under a minute to go, 5-point Crusader advantage. Speaking of handling the basketball, B.J. Mitchell does a tremendous job of that. McInnes on the attack and
He called travel.
I think he did. Yes, he did. So McInnes will get a breather. Final 38 seconds of the first. And that will bring in number 33, Michael Judy, 6'4" sophomore.
Greater Beckley sticking with their half-court man-to-man.
Nice attack there, and it's going to draw a foul. Cole Chapman will head to the line for the first time tonight. And Judy, who's been on the floor about 12 seconds, picks up his first foul of the evening. And
Zach James Monroe must be for real. 54-31 over Independence right now at the half. I know they beat Greater Beckley real well. There's Cole Chapman going to the basket, getting fouled. You know, just hadn't been much excitement in here right now. We got to get the excitement going, Zach.
I know.
Yeah, we got to get it going. But it's just, you know, it's really just been kind of, you know, let's feel each other out. And I'm ready for the haymakers. Here goes Shady going into their full court press. Let's see how B.J. Mitchell handles it. And there's Cole Chapman with the rip and the bucket. And, you know, that's what Mitchell, that's what you got to watch for Shady. They get these runs when they get into their pressure defense. Another turnover again.
Ball loose on the floor. Good battle inside. And
look here, Mitchell dribbling. Watch Chapman. Stayed low. Good hands. Got the steal and the and one. Greater Beckley really needs to give Mitchell some space. And when you get 5 people too close together, there's another turnover. So right now, Ronnie Olson was able to see something the last 30 seconds of this quarter, and you can look for Shady to really go into their full court press when they score and also after a free throw.
it seems like the Tigers a little more apt to drive without McGinnis hanging out in there in the paint. Final 5 seconds here in the first.
Exactly.
Judy, cross court, and that three won't count regardless, as it was way late. And
well, we will have the replay, Zach.
Yes, we will.
Now, the referee, to his credit, he waved that off before it went in. He was letting you know. Let's take a look. We didn't have the sound, but you can see the ref in the background waving it off before the shot was attempted.
It's been slow, but it's been entertaining. 13-11 our score, with Greater Beckley Christian leading by 2 after 1 here on Video Productions.
Side, where everybody rides. Northside Chevrolet Buick GMC Route 19 in Summersville on Northside Drive. Brand new professional grade GMCs for less, including ready for work heavy duties, Chevy Silverados, Equinox, and more at Northside. A new generation of luxury is here. Experience the new Buick at Northside Chevrolet Buick GMC Route 19 in Summersville. Browse our enormous inventory now at northsidewv.net.
Hey there, I'm Jake, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's new Grilled Spicy Deluxe is that grilled chicken that we all know and love, with the grilled marks. It's super juicy. The heat, the cheese, the multi-grain brioche bun, the flavor is just out of this world.
Hey, I'm Amber, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. This is not your traditional spicy chicken sandwich. You get the grilled flavor, seasoning, spices, married all together to this perfect sandwich. It's literally like fireworks in your mouth.
2-point Crusader advantage as we start the second. Two-time NAIA Coach of the Year Bob Bolin, Zach Helton here at Greater Beckley Christian. And the Crusaders have the ball first per the possession arrow here to start the quarter. Keep McGinnis on the bench, give him a little extra rest here to start the quarter as Smallwood goes to work and attacks into the paint. Left a little strong. Here comes the basketball again, but chased down in the corner by Chapman. Good defense right there by Shady Spring. To the rack goes Mans, but he leaves that one short. 30 seconds in, still a 2-point ball game here in the early moments of the second quarter.
And Jordan McGinnis getting a extended rest here. At the end of the first and the beginning of the second, I wouldn't keep him over very long.
He leads all scorers at the moment with 7. 3-ball by Smallwood en route. That one a little strong, but right into the hands of B.J. Mitchell. He'll pull up. 18-footer from the baseline is good.
Nice little jumper by Mitchell. Good follow through. Excellent elevation on the jumper.
His first bucket of the night extends the Crusader lead back to 4. Attacking on the far end and not getting the roll this time is Braden Chapman. And coming out of there with the basketball is Judy. He'll push up ahead to Mitchell. Mitchell again from the right side. That one a little short. Off the top of the backboard, no call there, but Mans cleans it up.
What's Braden Chapman have?
Braden
How many
Chapman.
points?
He has none at the moment.
Remember that.
Yes.
Todd Duncan for 3 there. There's 6:30. Watch how many he has at the end of the half. I've just watched this kid go on the road. Todd Duncan with a big-time 3 there. Cut the lead to 1.
Duncan's 3 right there. Now gives him the lead in scoring for both teams. He has 8.
Now this is 10 minutes scoreless for Braden Chapman. That's the longest stretch he's had this season. I don't think he's went 10 minutes without scoring, even when he takes a nap.
Smallwood, step back 3, in route short into the hands of Chapman. Here he goes. Nice outlet up ahead to Mans. Mans attacks the rack with authority and gets the 2.
Shady Spring getting out in transition, able to get into their full court press. Oh, thought he had a turnover carry on the hip there. It's time for Jordan McGinnis.
A turnover there by Greater Beckley will stop the play, and in fact, Coach, bring in Jordan McGinnis.
Nice pass ahead by Braden Chapman. Cameron Mans on the finish.
The law firm of Chapman and Chapman, along with Mans, Duncan, and Holsting, the 5 on the floor in blue for the Tigers here. 5.5 to go here, first half. Cole going to work on Mitchell. Has a size advantage. Let's see if he takes advantage of it. Drives, kicks. Duncan, 3. Won't matter because he's fouled on the closeout, and he'll head the line for 3 free ones.
Yeah, that's a mistake. You just can't do that on the shooter. You got to close out short. He had the miss and was bailed out with the foul on the three-point shooter, and Duncan will go to the line. That's almost like giving him 3. Great play by Cole Chapman. Drew the defense to him, able to kick it out.
John Rose, the culprit, his first.
And what that does is now Todd Duncan gets to see that ball go in the net 3 times, and sometimes that can ignite a shooter.
Splashing in the first 2. Neither team will sub here. 5:23 left in the opening half.
I had those counted. You could have filled that book out before,
yeah.
But yeah, he's a shooter like that's not going to. So Greater Beckley's got to be careful. They got McInnes back in there now. They need to go to him. They've had a lot of success with getting him the ball off the cross pick.
Good snuff out of the backdoor pass by Chapman. Ball loose at midcourt. Duncan had an opportunity at it. But Smallwood down into McGinnis with the left hand. Nice move by McGinnis on the wild play.
Great pass by Smallwood.
Mans looked at Duncan, thought about driving, couldn't make up his mind as we check the replay here. Look at this wild play.
Yeah, loose ball. McInnes is really good, using his body to shield the defender. Now, Shady has to adjust. If they're going to call that walk on a jab step crossover, which I don't know if he's sliding his foot or not, well, you just don't do it anymore. I mean, you can't say, oh, that's not a walk, I'm going to keep doing it. If they're calling it, you have to adjust to how the game's being called.
5-minute mark, second quarter. Shady with a 2-point advantage. Most of that damage came with McGinnis on the bench. Now he goes to work in the paint from the right block. Good move, couldn't get it to go. And coming out there with the basketball was Mar Maxwell.
Good move, strong rebound. Got to chin that ball and take it up. Boy, that's a lot of walks here.
Braden Chapman calling for the travel that time. And give it right back to Greater Beckley.
Look at that.